I would not quit my full-time job to become a trader. I know that probably flies in the face of what you might be thinking. I know you might be surprised to hear me say that, but here's my thinking. It's very difficult to trade with scared money. And where I have told people to try it, they were able to put away 6 to 12 months of monthly expenses in the bank in a savings account separate from their trading account. I'll be so bold as to say if you think you're going to pay your bills out of your trading account early on in your career, you're crazy. The duress of needing to make money to have the basics in life is so strong that you absolutely will start doing stupid things with your money. You will overtrade, which means trading too frequently, and you will likely put on too big a position. And your stint as a trader will be very, very short lived before you're so stunned you just stop trading because you've lost all your confidence. I'm not going to get into Maslow's hierarchy and all that kind of stuff. You can go study that yourself. But I can't think of a single person in 36 years that I know who successfully didn't have gainful employment, a paycheck, or passive income coming in, right? That's a different story. So whether you have a salary or passive income, if either of those are enough to pay your bills, you might have a chance. The minute it's hard enough to make money in good markets. Think of it that way. So now you want to, right now, right, and today is we're early June in 2024. We have an election. We have, that's kind of unprecedented in many ways. We have interest rate issues and inflation. I don't want to say it's nagging because inflation doesn't bother me, but from an economy standpoint, it's there. We have unrest in the world, so we have more unknowns that we have to contend with. I wouldn't say that these are great times. It's a very different feel than, say, 95 to 2000, for example. And so for the newer person, it doesn't mean that there's not opportunity, but it does mean, again, when you think about growth mindset, how are you going to be able to deal with the potential duress of not knowing how you're going to pay your bills at the end of the month or after XYZ money is gone, yeah? While you're in a drawdown. You're asking an awful lot of yourself, and I know especially guys, they want to be He-Man, but you can't macho man the market. They're not going to be intimidated by your tough talk. And this is where I think it might be. I don't do tough love. I don't believe in tough love, right? I'm much more of a nurturer, as you might expect. But if you're going to try to leave your employment, you also have to think about insurance, right? Because as soon as you step out of employment where you have benefits, now all of the, if even it's all on you, even with Cobra, right? You still have to pay for that. So you really have to create a bit of a budget and figure out what all your expenses are going to be, how long can you learn, and then whatever you think, like, I'm going to give myself X amount of time to make it, I want you to double that number because that's going to be more practical. I'm a very, very successful trader. It took me 4 years to get my head out of my back pocket area. And I say that as a joke because, I'm successful now. It didn't feel like that when I started, right? And I tried everything from every style and every holding period. And, well, that's, holding periods kind of define you as a trader and then the asset class, right? But I think you can end up putting a lot of pressure on yourself. Like I said, trading is never necessarily easy. You have to follow a process day after day after day, regardless of what the results are. If your setup shows up, you have to put the trade on. That doesn't means whether you're up 7% or whether you're down 5. The problem is when you're down 5, you really don't have the money to lose because you're afraid. You're in fear. You're trading with scared money. You don't have the money to lose. That's an insanely difficult spot to put yourself into, and you're doing it deliberately. So I want to, for those of you who are thinking about doing it, especially if you've had some good runs in certain things, like, any of the cryptos, or if you've made money with Nvidia, or if you caught the move in Coco, my hat's off to you. But there's not enough data to know whether you can weather the storm and do this full time just because you happen to be in the right place at the right time to really do this, to put on those trades and to make money. And I'm not trying to pee on your parade. I'm trying to speak from a business consultant standpoint and say that if you think you're gonna try your hand at this and you're gonna give yourself 6 months, in today's environment, I would give myself 1 to 2 years. Because in the short run, you don't know if you're good or you're lucky. I'd like to say that you're good. Maybe you are. But it's too early to know, right? If someone was trading in 95 to 2000, where everything was going up, the buy signal was, if the ticker had 4 or 5 letters in the ticker, then that was a buy signal. You know what I mean? Because everything was just going up. So you have to be a little bit more practical. Of course, I would always bet big on myself. In many ways, you'll get something out of it. You'll learn a lot, if nothing else. But I get the emails from all the people who are trying to follow all the quick buck stuff and say, I'm humiliated. I thought I could do this. They told me I could do it. They said it was easy. They said I could make $2,000 a day. I'm making $10K a month. Who wouldn't want to make $2K a day? Right? That's a raise. And I don't have to deal with all the political bullshit in the office, all the gender wars. I don't have to worry about other people's feelings in that regard, in that type of an environment. I could be my own boss, make my own hours, come and go as I please, not have to take shit from anybody. So a lot of things that are very appealing about being your own boss. But the market's in control. To me, the market's the boss. And the market sets the tide. You want to go surfing? Can't do it in low tide. You need swells. And so if the market slows down, or if we're coming into this election period and the world starts to perceive things as and the two candidates as the evil of two lessers, we don't know what kind of uncertainty is going to happen in the market. And unless you know how to trade both sides of the market, which you might not, knowing that this is earlier in your career, meaning long and short, both sides of the market, you might find yourself struggling to make money on the long side because the amount of uncertainty is going to get greater and greater and greater. Right? And the market doesn't like uncertainty. There's also the interest rate environment, right? Stocks need interest. Stocks. The old saying is stocks need bonds. Bonds don't need stocks. So there's that. Then there's the conflict in the world. So you're stepping into an environment that even professionals have to be hypervigilant about in their risk management. That doesn't mean watching the screen all day, but they have to be hypervigilant on their risk management, and they're moving in fits and starts. So you have to understand the landscape that we're in. And of course, I want what's best for you. Everything that comes out of my mouth on this show is for the benefit of the viewers and the listeners. So, and I'm always open. I answer every question. I read every comment. Good and bad, smart and stupid. They're all out there. So you need to be very, very practical. I don't necessarily think you need a business plan, because in order to succeed, I think in any type of a goal, the most important thing is to start. But there has to be a practical application too, because when you're a trader, your income comes from capital gains. And that means net, you have a set of rules with which you're compatible, that have positive expected value, that you can just trade day after day after day, regardless of how you feel about the trade, regardless of how you feel about what amount of money you have in your account. And to be able to detach yourself from all that with no experience puts yourself in a bad, it could put you in a tight spot. Not just tight financially, but put pressures on you that you don't have experience in how to deal with those pressures. You know, and that's the rub. That's what causes blowups. People don't know how to process their feelings around managing risk. They don't know how to process their feelings about making and losing money. Right? They take small winners and they internalize their losses as a reflection as on their level of intelligence. I mean, that's what I hear from people. It's not popular to say because you're like, yeah, man, day trade your way to financial freedom, but that's not how most people do it. It's certainly popular, but it's also where the greatest number in both numbers and percentages of people, go to the market, participate in the market, and fail. So, sorry to, be such a buzzkill on some level, because I'm excited for you. I'm excited that you're thinking about, trying to make it in this business and become a full-time trader. The world needs really good risk managers. So much so that even if you are starting, I would encourage you to try to help other people, not family and friends, but learn the craft so that you can go solicit other people for allocations and you can earn more fees, whether it's just management fees or profit allocations, also known as incentive fees. Like, the people who have money, endowments, foundations, pensions, insurance companies, they all need really good managers. Don't think of the small-minded prop trading stuff. Think much bigger. Think about running a couple $100 million, because it's just a mindset. You can absolutely do it if you put your mindset to doing it, but you have to start the right way. And if you're underfunded, not just in your account, but in your expenses, you could be putting yourself under duress that'd be hard to overcome, in the short run, and really put you back at the starting line, right? So if you have any questions about it, reach out to me. If you like this video, watch this.